Yes, of course. I mean, your lessons are way more enjoyable than your brother's. And I mean that only in fun, so don't, fade away.
I know your intent. Now listen. When I was sick, I had to take henbane, which is a plant that produces a drug that can magnify the eyes. So now I can see farther than a human can. I can see the stars in the daylight.
Stars can be seen in the daylight?
With my magnifying eye, yes. Look up and tell me if you can see them.
I can't.
Then learn this, if nothing else, that one person can see what another cannot. Now, let me tell you about that Easter lily. It absorbs the sunlight, which is what gives it that pure color, and it has the power to ease pain. I wanted to buy it for Ellis because he's been hurting so much. But when I got to the florist shop, it was closed. Confirmation day, of course. But I wanted it so badly that I tried my house key in the lock. And because God has given me these gifts, it worked. So I went into the shop and I peered deep down into the flowers, into their hearts, where only my magnifying eye could see. And I saw all of their sorrows and pains, things that the thoughtless florist had put them through. And I say thoughtless, not cruel, but there's a world of difference. And so I took the flowers and left some money on the counter with a slip of paper and my name.
Well, that wasn't very smart. I mean, what if what if the money blows away or something? And then they'll think that the flowers were stolen. Everything in this town is a scandal.
Well, I hadn't thought of that.
And what if they find your name, but no money? Then they'll think that you stole them.
No, no one would think that of me. No. Like father, like daughter. It is Easter. We should suffer.
No, that's not what I meant.
When we expect light, we receive darkness, and when we open the door for good, we allow evil in. Tell me about your childhood, Benjamin.
There's not much to tell. Tell me about yours.
Well, I haven't had a childhood. I was born old. Whenever I learned anything, it was simply like remembering.
I felt that way before. Do you know why I fear that the money will get lost at the florist?
Why?
Because the worst always happens.
Well, you've noticed that too. Well, Alice is coming back. Now, Benjamin, you must be cheerful and meet my brother with grace and goodwill, and you mustn't say anything about me. I don't want to make him unhappy. Promise me.
I promise.
And now you are my dear brother too. God bless and keep you. Take those sugar.
Nobody put it away this morning. There's no turning back. I was on a roll. Mother!
I thought I heard people talking. What's wrong, Ellis?
We ran into our lawyer on our walk. Father's case is being moved to another court, so he's being retried, apparently. Which means that I have to go through all the paperwork all over again.
You've done it before. It shouldn't be that difficult.
The thought of going through all those papers and reading the witness testimonies and the accusations and all the horrible things that they said about him, about us. No, this is too much.
Ellis, surely a new court will acquit him, so it won't be in vain.
Mother, he confessed.
The lawyer said there might be a loophole if he were to be tried again. So I want you to find it.
He only said that to make you feel better.
Aren't you going out?
No.
See, Christine? He never knows what he wants. I wouldn't get too comfortable.
that flower come from, Benjamin?
The girl brought it by?
A girl? What girl?
This magical young girl. She thought it might cheer you up, Mr. Heist.
Was it my sister? So, has Eleanor come home?
I'm not supposed to say.
You are glowing. You're so cheerful.
She said such nice things.
Did she? Then she wasn't mad at me?
No, not at all, actually. She's really worried about you. She's waiting upstairs.
What? I thought you weren't supposed to say. What did she say to you that's got you so happy?
We just talked about things. Like birds and flowers and religion. I don't know, she just made me feel better. About everything.
How sad. Poor Eleanor, who is so shrouded in darkness, can bring such light to somebody. Good Friday, or Long Friday, as it's called in some places. It seems even longer by the silence. Everything is hushed by a blanket of snow in the street as if to soften the tread of the dying.
Mother's gone out. You think she went to mass?
Oh, no, she doesn't go to church anymore. And the way people stare and talk behind her back, she won't show it, but it hurts.
A bunch of hypocrites. And judge not, lest ye be judged. And yet, because of one person's mistake, the entire family is ostracized in public opinion. What gave them the right to supersede the Lord? I just don't know.
Look at that.
Thick as thieves after a day. How wonderful to be so young and careless.
Eleonora is so peaceful and calm. If only it would last.
Well, why wouldn't it?
Well, good things never last, Christine. Haven't we learned that by now?
You are such a sourpuss. Look at them.
Yeah. He does have quite an effect on him.
So cheerful. And grown up, too. Don't you think? It's all her doing.
She's changed mother, too. Have you noticed? She doesn't pick at us quite as much. She smiles. I even heard her humming while making breakfast this morning.
Do you think she's getting better? Maybe your sister's cured.
She's still so sensitive. She cries when she reads the Bible.
Yes, well, sensitivity is a family trait.
You just brushed her hand. Oh, do you think it's love? I mean, do you think at that age?
Don't touch the wings of the butterfly. They'll fly away.
legal papers. You know, I'm only doing this anymore just to keep Mother's hope alive, but I'm hardly even reading them. Every so often, a sentence will stick out and stab you like a thorn. Ugh, that's how awful people were. You know, the witness testimonies, the accusations, Father's confession. Yeah. Oh, here. Like this. The accused admitted with tears. Oh, God, tears. So many tears. And these official papers with their seals, I mean, public opinion is forever marred. This is exactly what I want to be doing on Good Friday. You know, the worst part about it is how they say Father had an eccentric way of living. I mean, they go on and on talking about these extravagant dinner parties. They go so far as to call him an alcoholic. I mean, did you ever see a party like that? It's too much.
There is an unusual strain of melancholy in your family, Alice.
That's why only melancholy people will be our friends. Happy people will avoid us at all costs.
I'm happy.
Good evening, children. Oh, Alice, why do you look so despondent? Smile.
Good evening, Mother.
Good evening, Mother.
Snow is turning to sleet. It's warming up again outside. It's still freezing in here. Are you cold, Eleanor, dear? Oh, well, all right. Look at you two. You're reading and studying together. Benjamin, be careful not to keep her up too late. Do you understand? Oh, my child. So angelic.
Mother,
so...
have you been to Mass?
No. They have a new pastor who speaks so poorly, I avoid it. I did go down near the church to pray on my own.
Oh, did you run into anyone you knew?
Well, of course. I wouldn't be a heist if I didn't cross some misfortune.
Was it Linkfist?
Yes. Can you imagine? I thought I'd have all kinds of things to say to him, but he walked right up to me to ask how I was. To ask how I was, the nerve! Of course, I was speechless. Then he wanted to know if he might stop by for a visit tonight.
It's a holy night.
I know! But I couldn't find my voice, and I just stood there numb. I fear he may have taken my silence as an acceptance of his offer. He said he had some kind of a paper or a note he wanted to drop by.
A warrant for the furniture.
His demeanor was so odd, though, Ellis. He wasn't exactly menacing, but he was far from kind.
Let him take it. Let him take it all. The furniture, the cutlery, the roof. He has the law on his side, and we have seen what happens when we fight the law.
He can't take the furniture, Ellis. Where would we sit? People cannot live in empty rooms.
The mother, the foxes live in holes, and birds make nests out of twigs. Homeless people sleep in the streets.
That might be perfectly fine for bad people. That is not the way that honest people live. Now, have you found that loophole or whatever it was the lawyers
Mother,
spoke
I'm
about?
afraid that there just isn't one.
Oh, but there must be. Look more carefully, Ellis, please. At least try.
Mother, did you run into anyone else while you were out? Maybe someone pleasant?
In this town? No, all the pleasant people have fled south.
Yeah, south.
I did run into Stella Kosick on my way, though. She told me all about a burglary that happened just yesterday.
A burglar? Where?
At the florist on Cloister Street. Oh, but the whole thing is strange. Supposedly, the florist closed his shop because his son, or was it his daughter? No, I think it was his son. Oh, never mind, it doesn't matter. He had to go to confirmation. And when he got back, the door was open and flowers were missing. Among them, a bunch of tulips, which apparently are his favorite. Now, why can I remember that and not the sex of his child?
They were tulips, right? Not an Easter lily?
No, they were tulips, as I just said. Honestly, to go and rob a place on a holy day. This whole town, it must be filled with thugs and hoodlums, and that's why innocent people get thrown in jail. There's no justice.
Well, do they have a suspect?
No. Oh, but this is very strange. The thieves took only flowers, And no cash. Hoodlums, the whole bunch of them, and not very smart ones at that.
Oh, this is the longest Friday.
Oh, and Alice, guess what else?
There's more?
Oh, stop that. The governor attended Peter's dinner last night.
What? I thought Peter hated the governor. He disagrees with all of his politics.
Well, you young people, you change so easily.
Peter's a suitable name for him, all right.
Well, don't be jealous. I understand he gave quite a speech.
Oh, yeah. Well, I imagine it went something like, I know not this man, and again the cock crew. The governor's name, Pontius Pilate.
Don't be so bitter. Humans are weak, and we must share space with them.
Shh,
Oh.
shh, shh. I hear Lindqvist coming.
What? How can you hear him in all the
Oh,
snow?
I can hear that stick hitting the sidewalk and his shiny shoes squeaking on the ice.
Well, good. I'm going to have a talk with him. There are some things I want to say.
Mother, please, just let me handle it.
Fine. Fine. Just don't screw it up. God, why have you forsaken us?
You know, I can't tell which is more real. Her bigotry, her ignorance, or her passion for her children. She is master and mistress sometimes.
He's stopped again. Damn him! Why does he taunt us like this? I either come to the door or stay home. Oh, just the thought of that warrant. He's gonna come here and take all the furniture, and then the landlord will ask me for a security deposit, which I can't provide.
And we will figure it out!
Good. Look at that giant shadow. You know, Christine, sometimes I think of him as less of a man and more of a giant who eats children.
Well, thoughts like that'll get you through.
He's just looming there. You know, Christine, it's a good thing that I didn't go to that dinner last night. I'd have made some speech opposing the governor and caused all sorts of trouble for us. Thank you for your advice. You really do know your friend Peter.
Mine.
Why is he still there? Oh, that giant shadow, the shadow that wants to swallow its horse.
Alice, you have got to laugh. You are afraid of a fairy tale monster.
Oh, no, I refuse to laugh.
Look at that stick. You will laugh. I need to talk to you about something. Look, I need to talk to you about something. Now you can see into my heart. You know my intentions. They're good. I need to ask.
Okay, what is it?
It's a test. Can you please see it as a test?
Fine, tell me.
Let me go to the recital tonight.
Recital, what recital?
The one at the cathedral.
With?
Alice.
And?
With Peter.
Peter. Christine, we have to...
I can't explain. Please. Just trust me.
Fine, go. I trust you. Without any explanations or conditions, I shall endure the test.
We'll be fine. We'll see.
Oh. Wait, why are you going up the back way?
I have to grab my coat. Bye, my love.
Goodbye. My friend.
What have I done? The police are onto a suspect, I'm sure, and if they find out about that Lily, they'll send me back there. But no, I mustn't be selfish. I must think of my family.
Eleanor, just tell them that I did it.
Do you have it in you to make another's guilt your own?
It's easy to claim guilt when you're actually innocent.
To be false is to sin. No, I did the wrong and must be punished. If only time would go by faster. Come on, clock, move. See now, it's 8. Now 9. 10. 11. 12. Midnight. Easter Eve. Well, soon it will be time to color eggs.
You can make time fly, can't you?
Time. Just think, Benjamin, how the Violets have had to endure this winter.
How miserable they must be.
Night is the hardest for them. They're afraid of the darkness, they can't run away, so they must sit there the whole long winter night waiting for spring, which is their dawn. Everyone and everything must suffer, but the flowers suffer most. And poor Ellis, who thinks that Christine has left him when I know she'll return.
Then why didn't you just tell them that, if you know for sure?
Because it is Good Friday, and we all must suffer on Good Friday, Ellis too, so that we can remember what it is we have to be grateful for. Look, everything is just as it should be.
And what about tomorrow? When that man comes to take everything?
Well, then we will be free. Let him take it all, so that we will be thrust out onto the earth. New spirits walking on new souls, breathing the air through new lungs, learning the language of the birds. We would be free to roam where we see fit with the nightingales or the lilies. And we can follow the violets and take them along. We can learn the songs of the stars and follow the path with bruised feet and hearts. Upward, always upward. Which is why it is called the high road.
You make running away sound amazing. But could we really live like that?
You know, though, well, it'll be hardest to part with this clock. It marked the moment of my birth and has kept time through all my years. It ticks to the rhythm of a heartbeat, so it sounds just like a heart. They say it stopped the day my grandfather died. But perhaps it'll start again soon. And there's new blood in its veins. This clock used to speed up whenever we had misfortune to help us get through the days faster. And then when we were happy, it would slow down to let us marvel in that happiness. And we had another clock, but it was an evil clock. And it did just the opposite. And also it hated music. Well, don't laugh, it did! It would stay silent all day long, only to chime loudly once Alice played piano or I would sing. So it now hangs in the kitchen as punishment and only keeps time for baking, which is why our cakes are dry and our bread uncooked. Well, you're laughing again.
You say literally the weirdest stuff I've ever heard. So I can't help but laugh. And do we have to be so serious all the time?
Well, I like you best when you're serious, if that matters to you at all.
Do you think that this too shall pass?
Well, of course. It always does. Even now, I can smell the snow thawing. Tomorrow, violets will burst through the winter and face south defiantly. And I can breathe the air of lifted heavens. Benjamin, come to the window. I want God to see us.